And what about Wraith? You joined the communes the same year, didn't you?
Wraith was one of those boys who compensated for his lack of muscle with wits. He made friends with some of the older boys by running errands for them every now and then. So when the boys who bullied me tried to pull the same stunt on him, two broad-shouldered 50ers showed up and showed them their place.
Smart.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
There were overseers in the communes, right? How come they didn't do anything?
That one's easy, because the whole idea of the communes is weeding out the weak.
Wait, you contemplated suicide? Just because the other boys beat you up?
Were you ever a child, Erev? For boys, the approval of their peers is all there is. And not only did the boy not have that, the others hated and ridiculed him. The boy had no friends, no family, no prospect of things ever getting better. All he had was fear.
But the boy didn't kill himself.
No, because when he snuck inside the laboratories where the overseers kept the liquid, he realized something. Most of his dread was fear. The boy was afraid of the grim days that lay ahead of him. The boy didn't fight back because he was afraid of the pain they would inflict on him if he did. In short, the boy was afraid of a future that hadn't even happened.
And then?
Then he realized that even if the future and the world were as grim and dark as he thought they were, he sure as fuck wouldn't give it the satisfaction of being afraid of them. He could spend his whole life in fear. It wouldn't change a damn thing. All that mattered was action. And on that night, he had two choices. Ending it under the assumption that it wouldn't get any better, or wiping away those fucking tears and actually doing something for a change. The next day, when the boys came for his bread, he broke their leader's nose. They broke his hand in return, but they left. When they came back the morning after, the boy awaited them with a bottle of poison, which he threw right into their faces. They didn't come back after that. And a year later, they were eating out of his hand. What I'm getting at, fears and doubts are useless. You'll never change anything by worrying about it. Just do all you can, and once you have, fucking stop worrying. So, do I want to see Jakku stopped? Yes. Do I spend endless nights brooding over all the things that could go wrong? No. Even if my fight against Cerebral God will be my last one, I'll make sure I go out with a grin on my face.
What about Zerobi? Aren't you afraid of what's going to happen to her if she pursues her military career?
I had a feeling you'd bring that up. Yes, Erev, I am afraid. But I offered her a way out and she didn't want it. It's all up to her now, as much as it fucking hurts.
I don't buy it. There must be something you're afraid of.
I never said I wasn't. I just try to keep my fears in check, and judging by the way you perceive me, it seems to work just fine.
Fair enough. Fear can be useful, though. It can raise your awareness of dangers.
Really? Do you need to tell yourself over and over that putting your hand in a fire will burn you? You can assess the risks of a situation and act accordingly. But once that's done, focus on your actions rather than the possible outcomes.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing that with me.
Glad to be of service.
I'll be going.
So long.
Ah, General. I've been meaning to talk to you. Good work on the heist. And those spiders, they never saw it coming.
Probably one of the strangest things I've done. That was a lot of gold we took from the treasury. Where would it all go?
Aye, it was a good haul. Most of the coin will go towards mercenaries and more weapons, but we've set aside a portion for Windhome's displace too.
That's charitable.
We do what we can. Either way, did you need something?
What do you think of the people who've joined us?
General, I didn't peg you as a gossip. All right, I'll play. Who do you mean?
Kyawu.
He reminds me a bit of my brother, questioning why things are the way they are. He looks up to you, you know.
I get that feeling, yeah. A lot of things are new to him. Must be daunting. What do you think of Iria?
For being the first mage of the circle, she's surprisingly nice.
That surprises you?
Maybe she doesn't fully realise it, but she's a leader. Leaders don't usually end up in their positions without being a little ruthless, even those with the best intentions. It's refreshing, and I can see she's very nice to you.
What?
Oh, nothing.
What about Catras?
I don't want to talk about him.
Why are you...
Look, he's a good guy, I guess. But don't tell him I said that.
What's your take on Wraith?
Wraith, he doesn't trust me. He's had a painful lesson not to put faith in a fragile world. I respect him for that, but it's not as doom and gloom as he makes it. He's swimming in the ocean, refusing to look anywhere but down, so of course he only sees the abyss. If only he'd look up.
I'd like to learn more about the dwarves. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm no anthropologist, General. Doesn't Greykeep have a library?
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
I believe you. Ask me about something I know, like brandy and the drinking of brandy.
Want to get a drink?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Ugh, why is everything still spinning?
I wanted to know more about you.
Me? Fancy that. Alright, what do you want to know?
Are you from Windholm?
Aye, born and raised. Although I hadn't been back until a few months ago.
Why's that?
Well, I was busy, I guess. Seeing what else was out there. I ended up with some privateers out in the Sea of Dreams.
Do you have any other family in Windholm? Parents?
It's always just been me and Malik. We jumped around in the streets for a while before an orphanage took us in. The woman who ran it, she's the kindest person I know. She took in everyone, even though she had practically nothing to spare. And yet she's the kind of person Arrakis would sweep away. Not because of her character, but because of the haves and have-nots.
Sounds like you had a rough childhood.
Stones, it was rough. But you know, in a way I'm grateful. Having nothing makes you appreciate what little you do have. The people who work their arses off to survive, those are some of the strongest people I know. And it's how I know we're better than this Granite Sun's bullshit. A lot of us don't want this. We just have to empower ourselves to resist.
You must have had a lot of adventures. Got any stories?
Aye, I do. Buy me a drink or three and maybe I'll tell you.
Where was Malik while you were adventuring?
He stayed in Windholm. Took a job as a labourer in the mines. I was only supposed to be gone a short while, but when it became clear I wouldn't be back, I asked him to join me. But he declined. Said he liked his feet on solid ground. We wrote letters, though. That was always my favourite part about returning to port. Finding a letter waiting for me about my brother's latest news.
So, you're a pirate.
Dust and stones, no. More like a pirate chaser. We were contracted by some minor Northander lords to protect their merchant vessels. Drove off a lot of sea thieves.
How does one end up with privateers?
I guess one thing led to the next. Malik and I owed a debt to some traders. They knew I was good with the blade, so I served as a bodyguard on their expedition.
And they turned out to be privateers?
No, it turned out they owed the privateers a debt. And when some bloody wolves tore our camp and the traders to bits, Captain Tarzan stuck me with the debt. So I served on her ship.
Why didn't you try to run?
Oh, I did. Not at sea, obviously, but each time we made port, they always had a way of finding me. After a while, though, I realised I actually enjoyed it. Being out there with only blue above and blue below, chasing sea rats like hounds on a hunt, it was freedom. The crew accepted me as their own.
Then, how did you come back?
I got a letter from Malik about what was happening in Windholm. I told the captain. She paid out my cut and bid me good tides.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. Best captain on the seas. Once this business is taken care of, I plan to rejoin them. Maybe finally drag Malik along too.
does one end up with privateers?
I guess one thing led to the next. Malik and I owed a debt to some traders. They knew I was good with the blade, so I served as a bodyguard on their...
And they turned out to be...
No, it turned out they owed the privateers a debt. And when...
Why didn't you try to run?
After I got a letter from Malik about what was...
Just...
once this business is taken care of, I plan to rejoin them. Maybe finally drag
How did you become the leader of the Blackstone rebels?
I'm not a leader. I represent the hundreds that oppose Arrakis and his bloody granite sons.
I saw the way the rebels look to you. Like it or not, they follow you and Malik.
Stones. To be honest, it just sort of happened. When Arrakis rose to power, we weren't trying to create a force to oppose him. We were just looking for others who believed we were better than old prejudices and shitting on the poor. When it turned out there were a lot of us, it became a question of what we could do, not just what we believed. Before I knew it, I was looking around and everyone was looking at me.
I thought you were an adventurer. Why are you so invested in a rebellion?
Does leaving your homeland mean you no longer care about it? Or the people you left behind? I wouldn't trade my travels for a sturdy life in Windhelm. Aye, that's true. But it sickens me to see us become something I know we're better than. So, if putting aside my own wants is what it takes to help my home fight a pestilence, then I'll do it. Gladly. What about you? Where do you consider home?
I wouldn't call anywhere home. I serve Nortander, and I go where she needs me. That's all.
Detached devotion. I don't envy you.
Why do you think they look to you?
Well, Stones. I asked myself the same question.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Really? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Really? What do you hope the rebellion will accomplish?
You mean besides removing that madman from power? Reinstating the prince, for one, and cleaning house of some of the old advisors who opened the doors for Arrakis.
That'll be something you decide?
No, not me. Ultimately, it'll be up to the prince. From what I hear, he's a smart lad. He won't ignore the wants of his people, the same people who rose up to defend his throne.
Malik seemed to have other ideas.
Aye. He's always wanted better for the downtrodden. But he knows as well as I that change comes in steps. Once there's stability on the throne, the prince can figure out how to improve the lives of his people.
So, when you're not overthrowing tyrannies or traveling the world, do you spend time with anyone special?
Stones, I see where this is going. No, General, there's no dear lad waiting for me somewhere.
Do you want there to be?
Listen, General, I don't mix work and play. Personal rule of mine. And more than that, you're not really my type.
That's not what I meant.
Isn't it? I've lived at sea long enough to know when someone is propositioning me. Not gonna happen.
That's all I wanted to know. How are the rebels doing?
Good. Things are moving thanks to that gold. We're filling our ranks and securing more resources. It'll be a while, but this rebellion is actually becoming something.
See you later, Rara.
See ya.
What is it? Interesting. What's this?
If it isn't the puny paleskin. Yes?
I have to be going.
Yes, yes. Do as you please. Now, back to work.
Yes?
Farewell.
Good day, General.
Well then, the Queen will want to report. Yes.
Yes, General?
Hey, just checking in. Wanted to see how you're doing.
Fine. Thank you.
Fine? That's it? If something's wrong, you can tell me.
No, it's not that. I never thought I'd see beyond the Howling Steppes. It's strange.
What do you mean?
I knew it would be different, but not this different. Like here in Greyfell, there are so many people crammed together. The walls feel like a basket collecting and trapping everything. And it's so loud. How does anyone stand it?
The walls make people feel safe. After the wars, who can blame them?
I guess. Although I don't know if I feel any safer with this many people breathing down my neck.
I imagine the Howling Steppes must be very different. What's it like living there?
Nothing like this.
That's extremely vague. You're avoiding the question.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I'm not used to conversing with outsiders. It's hard to know what to say and what not to.
We're not that different from you, actually. Aside from the preference for walls.
Yes, I see your point. It's just that we're taught from an early age to only trust our own people. Outsiders are to be avoided.
Were we the first outsiders you met?
No, others have come before. They all received my father's warm welcome.
What made us different?
You needed information about Sheogdad. And, to be honest, we needed the help. It was, as my people call it, a Velden trade. Fair.
Is this related to what your father said? That outsiders only bring suffering to the world?
Yes. Although it's not personal, he means that outsiders haven't renounced violence the way the Aliani have.
So the Aliani are better than everyone else?
I didn't say that, but we're not driving the cart off the cliff, so to speak.
In that case, I'm grateful you put your trust in me.
Well, the truth is, General, I don't know you. You seem to mean well, so far, but I'd be a fool to believe in words alone.
I hope you can see me as more than just an outsider or a general, Kaiawu. Maybe we could spend more time together.
Oh, yes, I'd like that. Anyway, you must be busy. Let us speak again some other time. Yes, General?
What do you think of the others?
Everyone is so experienced and well-traveled. You included. At times I feel quite small.
Everyone starts somewhere.
True. Though I feel I have a lot of catching up to do. Sir Katras offered to show me where the real fun is. I already found a tavern, but I didn't want to disappoint him.
I'm not sure that's what he means.
Oh, isn't it? Guess I'll have to wait and see.
So, who is Kaiawu?
Me? Why do you want to know?
I like to get to know the people I work with.
Oh, I see. Okay. What would you like to know?
What was growing up on the steppes like?
Well, the Howling Steppes has its name for a reason. Between the storms that roll through and the constant search for food, it can be a pretty bleak place. That said, I don't know that I'd wish for anything else. I remember the feasts we'd have to honor a special occasion. The whole village devoted days to cooking just for one extravagant meal.
That sounds like a lot of fun. How are things normally?
For a child? Pretty boring.
Things must have been different for you, being the chieftain's son.
Maybe in some ways. we don't revere our leaders like your people do with your queen. People have great respect for my father, but it's the same as being a skilled tracker or an eagle-eyed gatherer.
Really? You're saying others didn't treat you differently, even though one day you'll take over as chieftain?
No, they have no reason to. If you prove yourself skilled and dedicated to the people, your word is respected as much as the wise women or chieftain. Why seek favor with one voice when you can have your own?
What about your father? He seems like an intimidating figure.
Oh yes, that's a different story. He's always held me to a higher standard. It was frustrating at times, but I could see there was a reason to his actions.
Things must have been different for you, being the chieftain's son.
Maybe in some ways. We don't revere our leaders like your people do with your queen. People have great respect for my father, but it's the same as being a skilled tracker or an eagle...
Really? You're saying...
No, they have no reason to. If you prove yourself skilled and dedicated to...
It's an interesting way of doing things.
Your ways are just as intriguing as they are different.
Are you close with anyone in your village?
Well, there's my father, and one of the wise women, Yalina, like to bake these...
No, I mean close.
Oh, you mean like sexually? No, I'm not in a relationship with anyone. Why do you ask?
I just wanted to get a better sense of the people you care about.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned your mother when we first met. May I ask what happened to her?
Oh, she joined the ancestors several years ago. A sickness swept through the village.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. It hurt for a long time. One day she was fine, and then a moon later, she was gone. I don't know about you, but to me, my parents were invincible. Realizing that someone who was a constant presence your whole life could just be gone. It took me a long time to be at peace with that.
I know exactly what you mean. You believe they will be there forever, even as you grow up and realize the world doesn't work that way.
Yeah, exactly. You know, my father would say I'm a lot like her.
How so?
She was never satisfied with what was on the surface. She challenged him to think beyond tradition for tradition's sake. My father would say she would gladly dig up the steps if it revealed Fiara's heart.
She sounds a lot different than most Aliani.
She was. She was good for my father that way. Anyway, that was her. Let's talk about something else.
That's all I wanted to know.
Sure.
I'd like to learn more about the Aliani.
Sure. I'd be happy to tell you more about my people.
How does your society work?
You mean the structure? Well, you know there's the chieftain. We also have the wise women, our elders. And then there's everyone else.
Why are there only wise women, no men?
It's an old tradition. From what I understand, in the early days of the tribe, only men were allowed to hunt. Not many men lived long enough to become elders.
So shouldn't the customs be updated if the original reason is no longer true?
I suppose it could, but some roots grasp so deep that they can't be dug up. I don't think the elder men would even agree to be wise men.
Are there other tribes like yours on the steppes?
No, just us. At least as far as we know. There have been times when our hunters had to venture farther out into the steppes, but they've never encountered anyone besides the occasional bandit.
That doesn't mean they don't exist.
True, but according to our histories as well, we are the only tribe.
What about the people who are banished from the tribe?
Well, as you said, they're banished, so they're no longer considered Aliani. Not really.
But they're born Aliani. Just because they're no longer part of the tribe doesn't make them foreign.
Well, think of it this way. Someone who's made outcast has broken one of our laws and has betrayed what made them Aliani.
But who defines what is Aliani? What if beliefs and laws change? Can they change?
They could, theoretically, but our laws haven't changed in generations. They do not bend like the steppes grass.
I see. Interesting. I'd like to learn more about the Aliani.
Sure, I'd be happy to tell you more about my people.
There's something I don't understand. Your people seem to worship Sheogdead, and yet you want to stop your god from ending the world?
Well, it's not quite how you imagine. We don't pray to Sheogdead to save our sick or bless the hunt. It's more of a godlike entity, neither benevolent nor malicious. We worship Sheogdead in the same way we respect a force of nature.
You respect something that wants to devour all life?
Of course. Have you never been in awe of a powerful storm or a raging fire? It is the same. But just because we respect its power and purpose doesn't necessarily mean we desire it.
And what purpose does Sheogdead serve?
It is an end. An end to the selfishness of humankind, to the rot. It is the consequence of the sum of our actions.
I guess I never thought of it that way.
It seems not many outside the Aliani do. Maybe if more people understood... never mind.
I've noticed your people say listen for the storm. What does that mean?
It's literal. Though I guess it doesn't make much sense to someone who doesn't live on the steppes.
Is it any storm? Or the one storm to end them all?
Not everything is about the end of the world. Storms can form quickly on the steppes, often without warning unless you're paying attention. You do not want to be out when a storm is giving the steppes its namesake.
I noticed you mention your ancestors a lot. Do they play a big role in your society?
We honor them, of course, but it's a lot more than that. When one of the Aliani dies, they take their place among the ancestors. We call it the Great Journey. Imagine every Aliani to ever exist in an unending journey across the steppes. There is no higher honor than for your spirit to join that.
If that's the afterlife for Aliani, what happens to everyone else?
I don't really know. Our traditions only cover the Aliani. Maybe their spirits join something similar.
Even outcasts?
Oh, no. Except for them. When one is made an outcast, they forfeit their place on the steppes and among the ancestors.
So they're outcasts in the afterlife too?
Yes. It's why, no matter the crime, banishing someone is so devastating.
All the Aliani to ever exist? Sounds like a crowded place. What if you didn't like someone in life?
You know, I've wondered the same thing.
Thanks for talking with me. That's all I wanted to know.
Anytime.
Thanks for the chat.
Of course. Listen for the storm.
General.
You still owe me an explanation for what happened in Calibrok. Who was Zayath? And what does she have to do with the death of your family?
And here I was hoping you'd forgotten about it. Fine. I promised you the truth, didn't I? I can tell you, but it's not exactly an uplifting story. Also, I imagine you have better things to do.
I want to know my allies. I helped you in Calibrok, so at least tell me what this is about.
As you wish. Come, let's talk somewhere else. Somewhere with less people around. Well then, you've heard about the Bloodburn, haven't you?
Yes.
Good. Then you know it only affected people who weren't magically gifted. I already told you in La that my family, my wife, and my boy died from the Bloodburn. What you don't know, though, is that I could have prevented it. I thought Zayath was responsible, but she was right. I'm to blame. To make it short, when the Bloodburn first surfaced, I refused to see it for what it really was. When the rest of our village fled, I forced my family to stay. And when it hit a week later, it happened fast. I didn't notice because I'm a mage and it didn't affect me. But when I got back home from the laboratory, my wife, Jerobi, and my son, Atros, greeted me at the doorstep. Their eyes swollen and their foreheads burning with fever.
How come your son didn't live in a commune?
Because we didn't live in Calibrok, but in a small village near the coast. Most children there are brought to the Calibrok communes when they come of age, but there are exceptions.
What was your profession?
I told you I was a mage of the intelligence. A scholar.
Yes, but how did you provide for your family? Research alone doesn't pay for food.
It does in the realm. If you're a part of the intelligence and the council deems the focus of your work worthy, it will provide for you as long as you pursue your studies. That's what Zayath and I did in that village. We studied the nature of life and death.
What were they like? Atros and Jerobi?
Different than me. Atros was only 7 when he died, but he took after Jerobi. Good-hearted and optimistic. I never understood how she did it. She had been through hell, and yet she didn't let it bring her down. I still don't understand what she saw in a pessimist like me.
What were they like?
I never understood how she did it. She had been through hell, and yet she didn't let it bring her down.
I understand her. You're intelligent and you're kind.
What makes you think I'm kind?
I don't know. It's just something about you. You're distant and withdrawn, but I can tell.
If you say so.
Why didn't you flee with the others?
Well, what I told Jerobi was that the rumors were superstitious nonsense. A plague that spreads through a song in the wind. Nonsense.
Only that wasn't the full truth.
Mostly I ignored it because I was too absorbed with myself. All I cared about was my work. My experiments. I was on the verge of a breakthrough, and had I abandoned the laboratory, they would have failed. So I rationalized the danger, and stayed. I spent the next fortnight watching them die. And there was nothing I could do. All my life I'd spent studying the nature of life and death. Yet they withered away right before my eyes.
You're a mage. Did you try to heal them?
Of course I did. But it was pointless. And even though I tried to tell myself otherwise, I knew it the moment they opened that door.
And that's when you broke ties with the realm?
I didn't break ties. I just ran. To tell you the truth, I don't even remember. It was all blurry. Fragments. I must have spent at least a moon in my home, drinking myself to oblivion. When I finally came to my senses, I was lying in an abandoned fisherman's hut somewhere in the swamps, covered in dirt and bug bites.
That must have been just weeks before you met Tahar, right?
Yes. Have you ever lost someone, General? Someone who was the world to you?
Yes.
Then maybe you know how it feels. That kind of pain. It never goes away. Every day it's like I'm walking through this fog. And while I know I'm alone, I can still see their silhouettes up ahead, reminding me of what once was, and what could have been if I hadn't murdered them. Syeth was also an intelligence scholar, and we worked together in the laboratory. Just a few weeks before I came here, I found out that she'd been to a village the Bloodburn had infested long before it came to ours. So I shifted the blame onto her. Had she told me how dangerous the Bloodburn was, I would have fled with the others, I told myself. It was nonsense, of course, and she was right. I ignored the warning signs even when they became so evident that she left. And all because I was too arrogant to abandon my research. I killed them.
You didn't kill them, Wraith. You made a mistake.
The result's the same.
I know we hardly know each other, but still, if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here.
Thank you. But I never saw the point of talking. What does it change? I guess if there really is a silver lining to everything, then mine is that their death made me realize something. Ultimately, we're on our own. As long as you make your purpose for living something outside of your control, you're doomed to lose it all eventually. I'll never make that mistake again. Anyway, I've been rambling on for too long. I hope I satisfied your curiosity, General. I will see you on the next mission.
This way. What's this?
General, what is it?
I'll see you around.
Yep.
I'm listening.
What? And you thought you could just walk in here and all would be forgiven? You are a war criminal, Catrus Vertarth. You helped Rondor Lacane in the Purity Wars. Regardless of what your intentions may be now, the Crown does not forget.
That may be so, but she needs me. Without me, my men, and the information I have access to, you will have a hard time tracking down those sleepers you're after. That being said, once all this is over, I'll accept my punishment, whatever it is. But for now, please let me help you. I'm trying to do good here.
Fine. You will be granted temporary amnesty until the threat has been taken care of. So will your men.
Thank you. Trust me. These technologies and new men I hired will be worth their...
Tell us what you found out about the sleepers and that masked woman.
I think you're dealing with the Dark Crescent. A group of terrorists that separated from the Exalted Father's realm. In short, they committed over 3 dozen terrorist attacks on the public. Though they've never been caught, we know that it's a former sleeper who's leading them. A woman with extraordinary abilities, who burned down her wellspring and everybody in it before breaking ties with the realm. She's the one you fought in that village in La.
What more can you tell us about her? About the masked woman?
Not much, I'm afraid. Sleepers are stripped of their names once they enter the wellsprings. All I know about her is that she's extremely powerful. Probably the strongest sleeper the realm has produced in a while. But who knows? Maybe that title will go to Cerobi soon. Bloody girl. Bloody stubborn girl.
Most powerful sleeper or not, she is made of flesh and blood, as we all are, and can thus be dealt with. What worries me more is that we are dealing with an extremist. This means she will probably not listen to diplomacy and reason.
Probably not, no. And as for the extremist part, keep in mind that sleepers are completely bonkers. They lack all empathy and humanity as we define it.
Meaning?
Meaning she probably thinks more like a construct. A golem, if that makes sense. Her brain has concluded that for whatever reason, helping Sir Evil God into our world is the right thing to do. And she's dead set on making it happen.
How come Wraith doesn't know about them?
I'm wondering the same thing.
Because it only just happened 3 years ago. Just when you became an exile, in other words.
How sure are you it's them?
Very sure.
Why did this Dark Crescent turn on the Dark Elven realm? What's their agenda?
Well, that's the thing. Nobody knows. Most of their attacks seemed completely arbitrary. Sometimes they targeted members of the Soul, sometimes workers. Sometimes their only intent seemed to be to do as much damage as possible. Then again, keep in mind that sleepers, like all Dreamweavers, think differently than we do. There might be a logic in their actions that we simply don't understand. Yet.
Since you're speaking in the past tense, I assume the Dark Crescent hasn't terrorized anyone in a while.
Correct. A year ago, they just disappeared into the shadows.
To start harvesting souls for the God of Light.
But what interest would a terrorist group have in bringing the God of Light into this world?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, then at least we know who we're up against. The Dark Crescent. The question is, how do we find them?
Well, that's the problem. As terrorists, the Crescent works from the shadows, so nobody knows where their hideout is, if they even have one. But my men are on it. We'll do everything in our power to find them, and we'll let you know once we've found something.
Fine. I suppose it is the best we can do for now. You did good work, General.
Do you think the battle in the mire will have consequences? Cerobi, Catrus's daughter, said she'd report us to the realm.
May I?
Yes.
Frankly, I doubt it. On the contrary, if what the Exalted Father wanted was to get rid of the Fleshkin without the involvement of the Strength, then if anything, we did him a favor. I'll grease some palms to make sure the official reports say it was just a mercenary army.
Either way, you must be very tired. Shall we reconvene tomorrow? Frankly, I could do with a small recess myself.
With your permission, I could use a rest, yes.
Good. Then the audience is hereby concluded. Let the ambassador know if you're ready to discuss further steps.
Ooh, let me at him.
Deep within a massive cave system is Calibrok, the glowing beacon in the abyss of the Lorrainian realm. To the untrained eye, it is a midnight wonderland, a marvel of architecture and form and function. But like any city, beneath wonder is reality. The constant surveillance of the Exalted Father's intelligence, the damp musk of the still air, the stones that have never known the warmth of the sun. For many, it is the only home they will ever know.
Over here. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Stay close.
Good to see you again, General.
I never thought I'd say this, but here's the dung you wanted me to get for you.
Much obliged, General. I think that should be it. Well done, General. Your dung collecting days are over.
I'll mark the date. I'll be going.
Farewell.
Why not?
What do you need?
Really? What do you want?
What do you want? Oh, it's you. You actually came.
Surprised?
Like a dog that catches its tail. All right, here's the deal then. That business in the mire made me realise something. Why should I hunt for my materials when someone like you could risk your neck instead? You bring me what I need, and I'll forge you something better than that thing you call a weapon.
And what do you need? Another wolf fang?
No, don't be so boring. I need the head of a Medusa matriarch. Bring me that, and we're in business.
A Medusa matriarch? Why in blazes do you need that to forge a weapon?
Look, if I wanted someone second-guessing my work, I would find myself a derelict. Come back with it or don't. Your choice.
I met a young dark elf by the name of Devlis. He asked me to...
Ah, that clawless cave worm. Got you to run his errands for him? Fine. I'll make the damned insignia. Normally I'd charge for this, but you did save my life. Consider us even after this. Wait here. Here you go.
This better work.
Well, if it doesn't, don't come looking for a refund.
Sure.
You're back. Do you have it?
Here you go. I hope your plan works. I paid a small fortune for that thing.
Oh, thank you. It will. I'm sure of it. While you're here, I do have one more favor to ask.
What now?
I need to get a letter to Keelia, my love. She grew up in the commune next to mine and was placed into endurance last year. She doesn't believe there's a way for us to be together. But now that I have the documents, we could both leave. We'd be free. Please, could you take this to her?
Okay, I'll deliver the letter.
You're doing too much for the boy, General.
Oh, thank you. I'll make the final preparations while you're gone. I can't believe this is really happening.
After you.
What's this? Are you Keelia?
I am. Who's asking?
I have a letter for you from Devlis.
Not this again. Let me see that. We can be together. No casts, no cage, no fear. Gnaw's claws, he's completely lost his senses.
He believes you want to run away with him.
Why would I want that? I told him I was happy with my place in the realm, and if that meant we couldn't be together, then so be it. We each have our own roles to fulfill. I should take this to the guard. If they learn I knew about his escape plans, they'll make me a derelict. I'm not going to let him ruin my life.
You don't think they'll make you a derelict anyway? Who's to say you weren't helping him escape but backed out at the last minute?
They wouldn't.
Your best option is to keep this to yourself.
You're right. I can't chance it. If you see Devlis again, tell him to never contact me again. It's over.
I gave Keelia the letter.
Yes? And? Will she meet me here?
She doesn't want anything to do with you.
What? That can't be. Are you sure she read the letter?
She did. And then she threatened to go to the guards. Give it up, Devlis.
I guess I thought... never mind. You're right. I hope she'll find happiness. Well then, I should get going. Thank you again for everything you've done. I hope we meet again out there so I can thank you properly.
Good luck.
Okay, I'm going to do it. Here I go.
Yes?
Well, look who's back. What do you have for me?
Nothing. I'll be going.
Are you sure? Blessings of the Exalted Father, then.
What do we have here? Let's see what's new. I can take care of that. No problem.
It's them or us.
As autumn creeps through the heartland of Fiora, signs of change are apparent even on the coast. The waves are rougher, the wind more biting, and in every seaside village, fishermen hang up their nets in favor of crab cages. With the days growing shorter, only the brave, or foolish, walk the coast alone, for danger lies both above and below the tides.
Here we are. The last scout report from this area mentioned there might be Medusae around.
Might be. Last I heard, the area's crawling with them. Shouldn't be hard to find.
Well, if there's a lot of them, then we need to be careful.
That we do. Ready your weapon if you hear a hiss.
What do you require?
Got it. Ah, lovely.
Watch out! Bandits up ahead!
You don't know who you're up against. Ugh.
Do we always have to run?
Keep it up.
You're sure of this?
Take them out!
Right.
Yes, I'm on it.
Out of the way.
You should get it back.
Get what back?
The Calibrock accent. I mean, you'll never sound as dashing as me, but it would add to your, character. You know, the dark and brooding type.
You're an idiot.
Let's...
One serving of dip. All right, I'm intrigued. Here, somebody get me a potion!
All right.
This is... Not yet. This ends. This way.
Are you sure?
after you.
Got it.
What is that?
A shrine of some kind, maybe? It looks like something can fit into that slot there.
Maybe. Let's check it out.
It must be done.
On your order. You don't know who you're up against.
Yes. Let's be cool.
They killed one of our heroes.
No dying today. I'm listening. What's this? Out of the way.
That's him, the bandit they're looking for.
Make it good. Sure. So it.
You know what I still don't understand, Ketras? Why do people follow you? You're a selfish pragmatist who'd sell his own mother to save his skin.
Must be the hair, then.
You're deflecting the question.
I'm just not in the mood for drama, sorry.
What is it?
Two scales seem to be missing.
All right, I'm going.
One scale to go. Interesting. Two scales seem to be missing. Two scales seem to be missing.
This better be good.
Damn it. Healing now.
Lead on then.
Keep it up.
Die already! I'm dying over here. Somebody. Oh shit! You bastards are lucky awful at this, you.
They killed one of our heroes.
Come on. We're not losing you.
I need help.
They killed one of our heroes.
Come on. We're not losing.
I need help.
They killed one of our heroes.
Come on. We're not losing you. Come on. We're not losing you. Damn it. Healing now.
I'm dying over here. Somebody get me a potion.
What is it? You're up against. Oh! Oh!
Fair enough. Let's... Yes.
You again?
I have what you asked for.
Grand. Wait here. Here you go.
This will be useful. Thanks.
No refunds, no returns, just so we're clear. Good day.
Can you craft anything else?
That I can, but it'll cost you. I need materials if I'm to do the work. Here, I've written it down. Ah, and take this. You'll need it.
That smells interesting.
It's not supposed to please your nostrils. It's supposed to help you lure the troll out of the cave. Those are wood garlic leaves. Trolls can't resist the smell. Kill a mole, marinate it in the leaves, and dump it in front of the troll cave. He'll be out in no time.
Seasoning a mole. Well, why the hell not? I'll be going.
See ya.
This way. I'm here.
Oh, miss me.
Ah, you're back. Please tell me you have good news.
Your son and his friend made it to Calibrock, but they left before I got there. I have this letter that he meant to send you. Here.
Another one? Well, thank you for bringing it to me. I always said the surface is a dangerous place. Now, let me see. Wait, something is wrong. This letter, it's signed by Idar, and the penmanship looks like his, but it doesn't sound like him. I hate to ask you for another favor, but can you find my son and bring him home? I'm afraid something is wrong.
You said it doesn't sound like him, but what leads you to believe he's in trouble?
The letter praises Torrin over and over like it's a bloody love sonnet. That's not my son.
He's been on the road for a while. Maybe he's changed. Or maybe he found the courage to tell you.
No. I know my son. He wouldn't write this.
Okay, I'll find him. Does the letter mention where they were headed?
Oh, thank you. The letter doesn't say, but there's a part where he complains about the winds on an open plain.
It sounds like the Howling Steppes.
So you know it? Please, search there first then. Bring my son home to me.
I'll take a look.
Welcome back. Did you find any moon silver artifacts?
Here's what I found.
Ah, wonderful. Thank you so much, Surfacer. Compensation, as agreed. Let me know if you find anything else on your travels.
Desolate and austere for as far as the eye can see, the howling steppes carve a no-man's land into the heartland of southern Fiora. Intense storms can form with little warning on the windswept plains, but pass just as quickly, thanks to the relentless winds that define the region. Only those who wish to be forgotten linger here.
Yes?
So, what's the plan?
Interesting. Stay close.
Oi! You! Yeah, I see you! I'm warning you! I'm armed!
Uh-huh.
So, you're stupid as well as deaf. Well, you're here now. What do you want?
Calm down. We're only looking for someone, Idar Grainblast. We have reason to believe he was passing through this area.
This is a trick. He sent you, didn't he? He wants you to take him away from me, that's it. I didn't know what else to do.
Let me guess. You must be Torin.
Nihal's bloody hammer, I am. You think you can talk down to me like I'm some stone-brained fool? Huh? You better stop looking at me like that or I'll bust your eyes from your bloody skull. Now get lost.
Where is Idar? What have you...
Fuck you! What did I say? You know what? Forget it. I'll send your eyeballs back to him.
Those tits, what was that?
He was paranoid about something. Come on, let's search his things. Maybe there's a clue as to where Idar went. Huh. This looks like Torin's journal. And a letter. Let's see. Blazes. Torin was obsessed with him. It says here that Idar was talking about going back to Windholm, so Torin had to keep him in his life.
Ooh, that's creepy. What about the letter?
Let me see. Huh. No wonder the last letter sounded strange. Torin wrote it. He was in the middle of writing another one.
Okay, so Torin was paranoid and then wrote those letters. But where's Idar?
Let's keep looking. Maybe there's another clue around here. Blazes.
Those aren't animal bones, are they?
This must be Idar. So because Torin was afraid Idar was gonna leave him, he killed him, and then wrote letters as him so his father wouldn't notice.
And don't forget he carried around his bones like a child's doll.
Guardians. We have to tell Herrick.
I'll leave that conversation to you, General.
Interesting.
You're back. Well, what did you find? Where's my son?
I'm sorry. Your son is dead.
What? No, not Idar. Are you sure? How could he be dead?
His friend, Torin. He killed him. He killed him, and then kept his body with him. He was the one who wrote the letters.
No, you're lying. You made that up.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I brought back his body. I thought you would want to bury him.
You're a liar. That's not my son. He's still out there. I know he is. Get away from me. I'll find him myself.
You're back. Well?
I'm sorry.
What? No.
It was him. I found 2 dwarf bodies in the Howling Steppes. It looked like they were attacked by spiders. There wasn't much left of them.
No. No, no, my boy. My poor boy. Thank you for telling me. At least I know what happened.